Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's a hot one. Actually, it's not. I'm just sweaty. But, I need to fix my pump. So that is what I'm doing. I have texted for reinforcements because I am not a plumber in any sense. Sorry, somebody's coming in my driveway and I don't know who they are. Anyways, so I've checked the bladder tank. It's got all the proper air pressure that it needs. So the way the pump works is there's usually a well that's drilled down into the water table. You can go shallow or deep. Out here we always go deep. And up there's a pump. Sorry, it's called a pump. Lost what I thought it was called there for a second. There's a pump, and that pulls water out of the deep well. And for us, in order to aerate it, it fills it into an aerator. Now, you could pull it straight out of the deep well and pump it straight into the house, which is technically what I'm doing right now, so that we have water pressure and water. So, but what will happen is you pull it out of the well into an aerator where it sits and aerates, and then another pump pulls it out of the aerator and pumps it into the house. I know we've gone over this last night. Well, then you have a bladder tank that's connected just past the pump towards the house, or in the line towards the house. And what it is it's basically like this metal cylinder, and I'll show it to you. It's a metal cylinder on the inside. It's basically like a tire. It's inflated, and what that does is that fills with water and puts pressure back into the line to keep water pressure in the line, and to keep the pump primed so that it's always ready to pull water when it needs it. Check the air pressure in it. It's fine. I'm going to pull. They have this, it's called points. They're electrical points, basically. And what it is when the pump hits a certain pressure level on its gauge, it has an auto shut-off. Well, the points, they basically click together and they spark, and that initiates when the pump should draw the water, and then when the gauge hits the proper pressure, they spark again, and that initiates the shutdown of the pump. So I'm going to check the points, because sometimes we get ants in the points out here. Nothing like bull ants or fire ants, just little sugar ants. They're the most annoying ant in the world. Let me tell you that right now. I mean, they're not, because they don't really bite, or their bites don't hurt necessarily. But they'll get in there basically and get electrocuted and die. But then like more ants come, and so like all these ants just build up in there and they die, and it keeps the points from making proper connection. So I'm gonna pull the cap off the points to double check those. Now, there's 240 volts running into this pump. So I have, just as a precaution, killed the breaker on my main breaker box, and I've pulled the circuit breaker, not the circuit breaker, it's like a, there's an electric box right next to the pump with a breaker of its own that you can pull out and put in to shut the power off to the pump. I've pulled both of those just as a precaution, and I've waited till 5 o'clock in the afternoon, basically after work, so that it's had time to dry out in here. So I'm going to show you what I got going, and then I'm going to work on it. So that's the bladder tank. That's the pump. So these lines feed into the house, and then this is the line that gets fed from an aerator. And so, of course, like I said, this is just basically got a lot of water in it. Now you can actually see the water. So, then there's like the little shutoff valve for there. So, anyway, so that's an aerator. If you don't have one, or you live in the city and don't have a clue what I meant by aerator, it's one of these bad boys. About once a month, you have to dump a cup of bleach in here. Some people float a chlorine tablet like you use in your pools in them, and that helps keep like algae and stuff from building up, and it kind of keeps the water a little bit fresh. So I've actually got to do that before we leave. Actually, it's time to do another cup of bleach. And if you use bleach, you put the cup in there, you stir it up, and then you run your water for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and that kind of clears out the bleach and stuff. But I think I'm going to get a chlorine tablet and a floater this time, though. I don't know. Anyways, that little thing right there is what I have to pull off. So I'm going to get to it. Alright, so those are the points, and these are like the on-off. I think these guys are a little too far away from each other. See how this one over here is pretty close? But then these edges are further away. I think maybe that's my issue. I don't know. I've got to do some research / ask a friend. Pump sort of sorted out. I mean, I know what's wrong, so but we're okay without it till we get back from vacation, so we'll be good. Just stinks having to buy a new pump, so we'll just, you know, whatever, you know, I'm not gonna get upset about it. Stuff happens. It's about time to record the 3rd episode of Disney at a Distance, the podcast that I'm a part of, so we're gonna get that recorded, and then probably go to bed early. I mean, I say that we'll probably be on this until like 10:30, and then most of us will sit around and talk for another hour sometimes, so that'll go to bed early with a lie, 100% a lie. Hopefully I don't lose power and I can continue to record, but we'll see. We will see. Well, I forgot to end this last night, so I'm going to end it now. Podcast went great. I know what the issue with the pump is. The motor's burnt out, so it's got to be replaced. Luckily, because I have a backup, we'll call it a backup, set up, I don't necessarily have to worry about it right now because we're leaving to go out of town tonight. So, I'm just going to... When we leave, I'm just going to kill the water feed to the house so the sulfur water is not just like permeating the house. And then this morning, the kids' bathroom, their shower faucet's leaking, so I have to replace the handle in the shower faucet. But, you know, it's life. You know, you own your own home, you've got grass to mow, you've got walls to wash, you know, it's all a part of life, and it's a part of owning a home, and it's a part of just being an adult. So, yes, I could get mad and frustrated because it's happening right as we're trying to go on vacation, but why? Why let that get me down? Why let that ruin it for me? So, you know, it's just life. It is. And that's honestly what you do. You take it one day at a time, and you roll with the punches, you adjust your strategy as needed. Holy cow, my beard is just like... Sorry, I haven't combed it yet, and I just got up like an hour ago. But yeah, you know what? We're going out of town. Let's do this. I'm going to have a blast. The next 2 weeks I'm off, and it's going to be a completely jam-packed, crazy, busy, absolutely fun time. So I'm going to bring you guys along. I've got plenty of cameras going with us, and my buddy that we're going to visit is completely into me having this channel. He's one of the people that, he's the person that really kind of pushed me to make it happen. So he's all for it. He's like, we're going to go do this, and you can film this, and you can do this while we're driving. And so I think we're going to hit Blue Ridge Parkway, Clarion Dome, something Dome. I can't remember what he said it was. And we talked about it 100 times. We're going to go to Gatlinburg, and Kristen's going to go on a wine tasting venture with his wife, so I'll try and get her to film that when she goes. I can't promise anything because they're going wine tasting, and we might get video through most of the beginning part of it, but by the end of it, it could just be senseless babble. So, and then, like I said, I know we're going to hit Gatlinburg because she wants to go check out one of the moonshine places, and I know there you can go like pay $20 and they let you taste different moonshines, so she's excited about that. And then just, you know, there's all kinds of stuff. We're ready. We're gonna totally enjoy this. It's been really haven't been all morning. You haven't been on all morning, gonna kick on right now. Sorry if it's loud now. So yeah, that's the plan, you know, that's only part of the plan. I don't know. We'll see what all we get into. I might do some like one-off vlogs while we're up there, but other than that, we're gonna have a blast, and I cannot wait. So, but tonight, Moultrie for 3 days, and then or 2 days, and then Tennessee. So yes, let's do it. Let's get going. I hope you guys enjoy these next couple weeks with us, because we're gonna have a blast. Love you guys. Till tomorrow.